Okay, so I'm going to start. I'll just give you a little view of our little campsite here. We have two lots, and it starts back there by that frame, goes across the back there, up the hill to that shed up top of the hill, up into the trees over there. That is our shed there on our second lot. Got a little creek runs through here with a little bridge. That's our current camper and open range light. And so we had that sitting up here where our park model camper is at, and then we moved it down to get it out of the way to put the park model in. That's our neighbors across the street there. And you can't even tell there's a street anymore. Walk up the hill there, you can see where we're sitting. This will be our camper's permanent home. So here we go, that's where we're starting. It's our view. So we are going to re-side the camper. We're leaning towards board and batten. Gonna re-roof it with metal. That window up above the kitchen window that is offset a little bit, I'm gonna move that so that they're lined up so you can see it better from inside. The furnace down below there, I'm going to move hopefully to where the water heater's at in that closet. Like to get it out of the kitchen and out from underneath the cabinet so I can have normal cabinets. Everything is unhooked except the heat and the electric right now. Just got it moved in the fall. There's the end. That's our bedroom end. From the inside, upper is the loft. On this side, I did some demo in the fall. Took all the siding off. Moved the door. There was a back door. I removed it. Not required to have it. We have emergency escape windows. So that door was right on the edge of the deck there. I took it out. I had an ant's nest underneath of it that was rotting the wood out, so they went away. Back a little farther here. Where that door is at, that is the edge of, there's formerly a bay window there. And the bay window was also rotten. I removed it with no tools. So I took these windows, this one and this one, out of the bay window and moved them to there. I believe up here we're going to match the roof line on this side. See a lot of snow up there. I'm going to match the roof line because we want a screen porch on this side with a ceiling fan, and I need the height, which is what I have there. So I'm going to just match that across. There will be a screen porch out here. Probably a TV up on that wall in between. Ugh. Lots of snow. As you can see, it's a Canterbury. Not impressed with Canterbury's building. This wall, all windows, that's all staying. I'm gonna have to fix it up. There's no sheeting on this. There's no insulation. You can actually see the back of the siding from inside. So yeah, that roof line from this side, you'll see that it goes out to one side, not the other. It shouldn't be a big deal. The only people who will notice it is, well, I don't know if anybody will notice it. I'll know because I did it, but took off the mount for hauling it, so it's nice and clean up here. That's the outside. We have pictures of the inside, and if I end up posting this online, we'll probably end up putting pictures on there. So here's the front. So what did we have here? We used to have the loft came off here and went up to where those screws are at right there. That was the corner, and then it went over to the wall. We wanted to open it up, make it bigger, which we succeeded at. And then in the front here, not doing much on this side. Just resheet it. I'm gonna have to do all custom trim work on the front. Camper trim is just garbage. It's cardboard with paper on it. The view from the inside here. There's those windows. There used to be a patio door right there. I think you can see the framing for it. Took that out. Put these windows in because we wanted this to be more of a living room. And that patio door just totally killed that whole wall over there for usability. I don't know if you can see the construction quality is just horrible. Like, these guys don't even cut angles on anything. They just square cut them, shove them in, and put some staples in them. That's quite pathetic. Couldn't be more disappointed in the construction quality on these things. They definitely are not meant to last forever. Mine will, because I'm fixing as much of that as I can. So here's a view of the door. That's where the bay window was at from the inside. Here you can see there's the old header for the bay window. We're the same size. That hole, I just moved the header up. And put some lighting in, ceiling, not sure what we're doing there yet. Maybe wood ceiling. The sheetrock is all glued to the studs. It does not come off. So my inclination is not to take it off because it would be just a nightmare. So I'm probably going to just cover it up with either sheetrock or another material. Height on there is a problem. I'm pretty tall, I'm 6'2", and I got a couple inches of clearance. So this wall, here's where we took off the loft, because it made the kitchen feel very small. And I will put a wall up there, might put a window, not sure. I took out where the bathroom vent was, so I'm going to reroute it, put a better vent in, so I can make that wall smaller, which made the loft bigger. Still room up there for a twin bed. And I will, like I say, I will close that off eventually, which is too bad because it feels nice and big now. Kitchen, we're not going to have uppers. And as most of them, there's the heater underneath the tools. I want to move that so it's not in the way. Bathroom, which you can see 2x3 walls. 2x2s, if they're even that. In the bathroom here, this is kind of laid out where I'm going to make a small closet on the shower. We're going to do a shower pan, which I'm going to make. Tile shower. That's going to be the size of a closet, so we can put our towels and stuff in there. There's not much storage in campers. I'm going to redo all the plumbing, reroute to put a proper vent in for the sink instead of that contraption. So a lot of reconstruction to do and reinforcing, rebuilding. Lots of holes in the floor I got to patch. The old pan was 6 inches off the ground, which I couldn't even stand in it. So I'm going to reroute the plumbing to under the camper. I won't be doing any video under there because I can't get to it. Too much snow. There's where the door was. See the little header up above there. Bedroom, not doing a ton in here. It's a trap door for the water heater. Might switch that to an on-demand system, not sure yet. So panels in the bedroom. Windows will all stay the same. We're going to keep the built-ins. They're cheap, but I'll put some paint on them, and they fill the space very well. That's me. They fill the space, lots of storage, so we're just going to keep them, paint them, maybe someday replace them. Another thing I found on this camper, took the walls out in here. There's the back of the siding. Yeah, so no sheeting on the back of the camper either, which kind of surprises me. So lots of rewiring to do, fixing wiring, electrical. I'm going to run Cat 5 for the TVs up front, so we're not doing all Wi-Fi. So that's what it looks like when they're all tore apart. These steps are just built out of 3/4 plywood. and screwed into paneling. I think occasionally they might hit a stud, but there's, as you can see, not much of a stud. Those are 1-bys. So, not looking forward to looking up here, crawling around. I'm gonna leave the built-ins here, and like I say, they're just for the space. They kind of work. Leave the ceiling and fix it, paint it, you know, not sure. Got to fill the holes. I did take the railing out, and I'm probably going to leave it out because it just makes it hard for old people like me to get up here. I'm going to figure out where I took the paneling out. I'm going to transition it here and leave the paneling up here because I can replace the insulation from the outside in the summer. So I'm going to do that. That's where the vent came up through for the bathroom. That vent was not attached to anything, and it did not even seal up at the roof. So a lot of moisture was blowing up into the cavity in the ceiling because it wasn't even tight. You could move it up and down several inches, and it was just slipped over the pipe, and it was not a tight fit. But without that, that makes it a lot bigger up here. So I'm just going to frame this wall out 2x4 width so I can hide the vent. Let's go into the roof. And the rest of this will stay the same, some kind of flooring. Like I said, we're still deciding. Some things I've found in this camper that are unbelievable. Carpet underneath the walls up top. Look at that. So when they build this, they just slap it down on top. They put carpet and padding underneath the framing of the walls. So unbelievably crappy. That carpet goes behind the little decking up here for the stairs. And look at that. They just ran it up and over there. Like, so that goes behind. When I take that out, there's gonna be a hole down into the closet. So I'm not sure what all we're putting on these steps to redo them. I'm gonna do real wood or what. Thermostat's located here. I may move it. So I have to move everything. So putting in a Wi-Fi thermostat so we can control it from home before we come out. So that's about it for the walkthrough in here. I had to reframe that where I put that header in there because that was a big gap from where I took out the loft, and it had the same issue. There was carpet in there, so I had to take a bigger board and cut it down so that it fit snug in there. And then that's the window that I'm going to move. You can see it's offset a little bit. Before you couldn't see it because of the loft, but you can see it now. And I can't see any reason I can't just scooch that over so that those two windows are in line with each other. And again, on this wall, there used to be a window up there above the door. It's kind of centered, so I framed that all in. Took it out because that is going to be going out to the porch. The porch is going to have a solid roof on it, and it's really not going to bring any light in at all, so we just got rid of it, and it was a cheap window anyway. And then I might put a skylight in up here just for more natural light coming through, but we really don't have a lot of light coming in on this side already, so I don't think we're losing much. When we put the porch on there, we'll get some light through there, but this whole wall is windows. So I think there's plenty of light. My honey says I can't keep the antler fan, so I'm sure someone will want that. So I did find a mouse nest, this spot right here. So the camper smelled really bad. Got 95% of the smell out of here. I have not removed all the original insulation yet, just because I haven't needed to, and I know I got to take some out to do some work, so I'm not going to do that. There's a trap door or a hole in the floor there where the return air was at. It had fallen off and was open to underneath the camper, and the camper was in a pretty shaded spot, never got the sun, so I figured that's where a lot of that moisture came from. But oh, and one other thing I'm going to take, so that the furnace, the idea is to take that, put it under the steps, which you can't really see right now, but I want to place it under there because those vents are all linear all the way down the camper. So I'm thinking I should be able to cut it out and just set it right on top of the vents. and I'm most likely going to remove the ductwork and redo it, because the factory did not cut the they're not hung right, and the vents had an air gap in between the registers and their little pieces they cut to go down in there. So I'm gonna have to make new pieces for that. Those did not make contact down below in the vents, and they just put tape on them, and that tape fell off. So even the heat, the air conditioning, everything they were shooting through there was just going under the camper. So yeah, poor quality. This door I'm keeping. I'm just gonna leave it. I'll figure out how to trim around it just to make it look nicer and match everything else. But yeah, that's what we got to work with. There was a huge squeak in the floor, right where I was just stepping there. Floorboards were just a little loose, so since I took the floors out, put some screws in, problem went away. And I've been under the camper too, and everything's good and intact underneath. The belly pan was rusted out, and there's holes everywhere. So at some point I'm gonna have to redo the whole belly pan on it, but I want to tear it out, and I'm going to insulate the entire underside, probably spray foam it, and then spray foam the ductwork when I'm done with it, and that way that'll give us some better efficiency for winter, because we do like camping out here in the winter. Well, I do, because I fish. My fiance, I hopefully will learn to love it, and I think she will once we get this home done. I am going to also bring this wall out, straighten it, you know, just straight for the door, and give us not much square footage in there. Like I say, we're going to have this lowers out here, and sink will go in front of the sink will go in front of the window again. And we're not going to have a stove in here because we never use it. It takes up a lot of space. I'd like to have a dishwasher, may or may not do that. We'll have upper cabinets here, or not uppers, but shelving to put things on. And then underneath the loft here, we're gonna have the fridge is probably gonna go behind the door. And then from there in, we're gonna have some kind of built-in cabinetry, maybe a pantry back by the wall back there for brooms and whatever. And yeah, so we're pretty much thinking that'll be to the ceiling there, and all hidden storage. You know, we got some kind of doors to hide shelving, and a countertop inside of there, and that's where we want to store like a tabletop cooker and coffee pot and all that stuff. Keep it all hidden off the counters. My honey likes things not visible, so that's what we're going for. So yeah, I got a good start on it, but I got a lot of wiring to do, and there's a lot I can't do because I can't get under the camper right now. I'm just not going to crawl around in the winter underneath there. My back is not great, so I don't really want to do that when it's even harder to get under, and the snow is up to the edge of the camper. So there's my to-do list. I'm going to make that grow today. We're probably going to do, we're not sure on the floors. I'm thinking vinyl plank, some kind of wood look. We don't know yet. We haven't picked it out. So I'm getting serious about designing and stuff, so I know where to put things, and just makes it feel a lot bigger in here without that loft. So now we got a lot of headroom. We still got, you know, the front and back loft for guests to speak, or for guests to sleep, and for storage up there for long-term storage stuff. I do want to put a shed outside those windows right up the hill there for put a full-size fridge out there too for extra storage. I might even put a stove out there, so if we need a stove, we got one. And we also have that shed. So we do own two properties out here next to each other, so it's nice because we can put extra campers out here. We can have guest campers. We have the option to put two sheds because each property can have one shed. And my wheelbarrow buried down in the snow there, so you can tell how deep the snow is. Yeah, so we love it here. We want to make this our retirement place and our happy place, so we're going to keep working on it. And I'm going to finish the bathroom and the kitchen, or I'm sorry, I'm going to finish the bathroom and the bedroom first, and then we'll be able to sleep in here. And we are going to sell our other camper, that one. I don't really like, it's too big for that spot, and you know, we want to sell it and use that money towards fixing this one up. So that'll probably happen in the spring. I'll do a few things that give that some tender love and care that it needs, and then we'll be sleeping in here. So we'll be the bedroom will be finished, so we can close that door and have our privacy and have a nice finished room in there. So, and then the bathroom, like I say, that'll be done, so we got somewhere to go to the bathroom, and then the rest I can work on over the summer. So I do want it done this summer, so lots of work to do. That's it for now. It was a 20-minute video. I might just post this raw. Not worry about photo or editing in that, because I am not good at it and I don't have time to do it. So yeah, this is our future home. If this is on YouTube, thanks for watching.